ATTILA. And it's the song that I wrote for Joe Strummer, that I never thought I'd have to write, really. I don't know, I mean, I was always a huge Clash fan. The Clash inspired me, as it did so many people. And I just never met him, and the reason I met him, I had loads of opportunities. I just didn't want to be another piss punk, sort of coming up and burbling kind of nonsense. Oh, Joe, you're an inspiration, blah, blah, blah. I just thought one day, when we're both about 85, I could put my arm around him and say, thanks, mate, buy him a beer. And then he died, so I wrote this song. It's called Commandante Joe. But before, the shortest poem I've ever written, which is called Lost in the Supermarket. Lost in the supermarket. I don't want cash back. I want the Clash back. I guess in quite a lot of ways I grew up just like you, a bullshit kid who didn't think the way they told him to. You kicked over the statues, the roots from Rebel Star, who knew that punk was more than just the sound of a guitar. But I'll always remember that night of the rainbow, when you wrote a soundtrack for my life, Commandante Joe. So many bands back then were like too many bands today. A bunch of blokes who made a noise with bugger all to say. The Clash were always out in front, you put the rest to shame. Your words were calls to action, your music was a flame. You were our Commandante and you raised an inferno, and you wrote a soundtrack for my life, Commandante Joe. In the Palais, midnight till 6, rocking Reds in Blackpool Park, Stingers in Knightsbridge, up and down the West Way, in and out the lights, Clash City Rockers, know you're right. I guess in quite a lot of ways I grew up just like you, a bullshit kid who didn't think the way they told